I'm sorry. This is Raina Fortini. Let me just first say that I'm a fan of your show.
Oh, okay. How did you get my phone number? It's unlisted. Hello?
From a mutual friend. I'm sorry to creep you out.
What's the mutual friend's name?
Dominic at the Cleaners.
Okay.
I used to do a public access show myself, so I didn't realize it was unlisted. And I asked him, I said, isn't his number on his show? Because I didn't want to...
No, I prefer to keep my number unlisted. There's a lot of wackos out there and people who bother you sometimes.
I'm sorry.
But if you're a friend of Dominic's, it's okay.
Well, actually, the reason I started 67 also is because I wasn't sure... He wasn't sure if that was the right number, so I just... So I don't want to worry about it. But I just had one quick question, and you don't have to worry about me ever calling you again.
No.
I actually have lived in Peekskill. Like I said, I used to do a public access show that I started in 1994.
What's your name again?
Raina Fortini.
I don't remember your show. I've been here since '89. But, okay, but go ahead. What's your question?
It was actually called Big Mother Propaganda after about 2000. There was a
Big Mother Propaganda.
But no, this is years ago, and that doesn't matter. It's not here or there. But I was just trying to point out that I grew up in Croton, and I lived in Peekskill now for about 11 years. And I've lived in a couple other places for a short time, but mostly I've been here. And I was born in Sleepy Hollow.
You seem to be taking a long time to get to your question. What is your question, miss?
Well, I watched the government access channel, and I have listened to it for all these years. And then for the first time, I actually went down to try to participate. And so I went twice, and you were there both times. And the last time, which was...
Are you the lady with the brown hair who spoke the last 2 times?
The one that you interrupted at 4 minutes.
Yes, I don't prefer to talk to you any further, and please do not call me again.
Well, this is going to be on YouTube, so do you want to make a comment as to why you interrupted me?
Why I interrupted you?
Yeah.
I don't recall interrupting you.
Well, it's on tape, and that's why this will be edited together with, because what I'm trying to get at is why would you interrupt me? Why would you be so incredibly rude when...
Did you say something about why was the purpose you wanted to come there?
I wanted to talk about overpopulation.
What has that got to do with Peekskill politics?
Well, everyone was so busy screaming out in the middle of my...
You know what?
Well, I was taking an opportunity to try to explain that. You were screaming to get me off the microphone, and I found that amazing. Oh, I will talk about this for a while because I'm using you because you're somewhat approachable.
Are you taping this, by the way?
I told you that I was.
You're taping this.
For this reason. So you're welcome to try to make sense of this with me. Because I'm not calling to make you an enemy.
You know what?
I'm trying to get to the root of a problem because why would you interrupt me? It's a simple question.
What were you saying at the time?
Why would you interrupt me?
What were you saying at
4 minutes and 15 seconds. It's on the computer. At the 4-minute and 15-second point, you yelled out from the crowd. It's on tape. To get me off the microphone.
No.
Yeah,
Isn't it a democracy? Isn't it a democracy?
Why would you scream out while I was in the middle of trying to explain why overpopulation is relevant?
Maybe I thought you were over the 5-minute limit. They don't have an actual clock.
You're a grown man. Why would you yell out like a second grader? And then encourage these other idiots to do the same thing.
And you said something about 4th graders, too. You said all the people there were 4th graders?
Including you, because you're yelling out while I was trying.
I'm very disappointed in Mr. Dominic. He shouldn't have given you my private phone number.
Do you honestly think that I'm ever going to call you again?
Why did you even call me this?
To ask you that simple question and to point out that you can't even answer a simple question. There is no doubt that you interrupted me, a perfectly polite resident of Peekskill for all these years.
Stop it already. You know why you're there.
Why am I there?
We both know why you're there.
Why is that?
To talk about what's the woman's problem, you said, which has no relevance whatsoever with Peekskill politics. You were there You know why you were there, but I'm going to hang up now because you shouldn't have even been calling me today, miss.
Well, I was just, no, I'm actually making
Given
a documentary
number.
film. I'm actually making a documentary film
Good.
to try to understand why it's so hard to communicate.
Communicate? Well, you can communicate as well as anyone else for 5 minutes.
And so someone like you interrupts me. And so you, like if I were to call any of the other people, they might actually like shoot me or beat me up. But
would you stop it already, shoot you or... No, but you're such a lovely person. Nobody would want... Why do you have that...
You're right. I am a lovely person. So why would you, a lovely man, yell out in the middle of the crowd to get me off the microphone before my time was up?
No, well, my watch might have been wrong. It might have said 5:15.
But instead of
so I apologize to you.
Was that so hard? See that?
I just did that.
So what I'm asking you, Mr. Ondeck, is to join me in trying to just stop the nonsense that goes on down there.
No,
because I took my time to point out that people are acting childish.
I want you to take your time to realize what's happening in Peekskill, and we have to make it a better place.
Well, a better place is by whose definition? I see people come from Sleepy Hollow. I don't know what CPAC is, but I see these people waste the council.
You know, people are allowed to speak at public meetings anyway.
To talk about pacifism?
Unless it's Mr. Putin, who when a punk rock group says that he should...
Yeah, I saw that 6 minutes, right. It's completely different. And now they're getting up there to sell his book. If you go on Google...
I don't know. I don't go... By the way,
Miss, selling books.
Yes, I don't go on any of them newfangled inventions.
Well, you should try it. It's fun.
Why should I? Who are you to tell me what I... It's fun. You like having fun. Is that why you've gone to the last 2 meetings to have fun?
That's pretty creepy. What are you getting?
No, I don't know. I'm not getting at nothing, but...
I actually made a point of making this call in the morning because in about 10 seconds I'm going to forget I even spoke with you. But I was working on a film, and there might be some really interesting points that come from our conversation because even though we're being somewhat polite, civilized, and cordial, we're not having such an easy time communicating. And so if we can't communicate, what is the hope for the future?
Maybe people do not...
How do we make Peekskill a better place if people aren't listening to each other?
By changing the government so it becomes more responsive to the people, so that we don't have someone talking down
if your house burns down, do you expect the mayor to show up at your door to like talk to you about whatever? Do you expect you get up there and say, I demand that you put porta potties there because that's what people were saying.
Well, you said these people. You call them these people? They're a person just like you who's been burnt out of their home.
No, actually, this woman was in the place.
You know, it was so bad. You know how bad it was up there? And I was there, miss.
Yeah, I saw it from my window.
Were you? Oh, you were.
I called 911 at 10:30.
And at 12:30, when I was coming down Route 6, it was still a raging inferno. Those firemen did not put that fire out. It burned itself out because of what I said.
At 10:30, I called 911.
For what purpose?
Because I saw a fire.
And what time was the fire put out?
Much later.
Was it put out, or did it burn itself out after all 18 units were burned down?
Why are we talking about that? That is not what I'm calling you about.
Well, I'm not here just to talk about what you're talking about. I can talk about what I want to talk about since you called me, miss.
Sure you can.
Are you a registered Democrat, by the way?
I
think that's important that you tell people.
But I'm not even sure I am because...